everybody, I'm Ilona, aka Creative Mommy of 2, and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first video for me that you're watching. Today I am doing a WIP and Chat video, as you can see, or if you've been here longer, you know I am still working on The Beast by Mandy Manzano from Diamond Art Club. And yeah, I think I'm about halfway done, so you'll see this one mostly for like the rest of the year. So yeah, I hope you're not done with this painting so far, because he still has a long way to go. So unless I all of a sudden have all my AliExpress kits done that I'm doing during the week, or at least during the daytime during the week, then you will see this one for a long time. So yeah, how are you all doing? How was your Easter? Did you have some fun? Did you, if you have kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever, did you do an Easter egg hunt? We actually did with my parents-in-law. We decided, I think it was Thursday or Friday, like, you know what, let's call them if they have anything in mind, like, do they want us to come over, or they're like, ugh, we'll skip this year, or let's see what they do. Otherwise we could plan for ourselves something, or decide to go to my parents, or whatever. Well, actually my parents were at my grandparents', but yeah, it is a bit too far away to be there at 11:30 and needing to drive like over an hour to go to there and an hour to go back if our son needs to be in bed by like 12:30, and he refuses to basically sleep anywhere but his own bed. If I'm lucky, he sleeps at my parents or my in-laws, but that's basically it. Shoot, yeah. But yeah, we decided, if they were like, oh, you can come over, we're not doing gifts this year because, yeah. And we're like, well, whoop-de flippin' new. I actually always thought that gifts during Easter was completely not necessary, because let's be quite honest, it would be fine by me if there were just some chocolate eggs to munch on and have some fun there. Because yeah, if you've been here before, you might have known, no, otherwise I'm gonna tell you now, I'm absolutely not religious, so Easter is basically commercialized chocolate day. And yeah, so we had some fun there. We did let our kids go on Easter hunt there. They did hide some just regular boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. Some fun different colors, so they were at least some with fun. And yeah, basically that was it. So nothing spectacular, but it still was fun. Kids enjoyed. They basically could afterwards jump on a trampoline, so they were happy. Needed to bribe our daughter, as always, to come back home, because she actually wanted to continue jumping on the trampoline, but we're like, no, we need to eat, and your brother needs to go to bed in a little bit. But if you just stop fussing, you can come, we can eat some of the Easter eggs at home. And then she was like, okay, I'm coming. So we're like, ooh, nice. So yeah, she had fun during the Easter egg hunt. This was the first year actually that she was like really into it. Our son, we needed to guide a little bit, so as he was standing there around an egg, calling him by his name, like, hey, look over there. Look, look. Look there. Do you see that? What's that? And he then grabbed the egg and started running to his grandparents who were around the trays to put the eggs in. And the first time he actually hid it somewhere else, so that was kind of cute. Because we were standing on the grass and there was a flower pot next to the grass, and he actually put the egg back down there. So we're like, that's fun. But at least he had fun. And afterwards you could play in the garden there a little bit, because their garden is completely fenced off and nothing that could hurt them, no stairs or anything like we have at our place. So we're like, oh, let's go sit inside and let's just let them have fun. So we did that. And after that we had just a regular day. Today we did, because as I'm filming this, it is Monday as usual, and it is the second day of Easter. Don't know if you have that where you're from, but at least we have 2 days of Easter here. And yeah, we did a little bit of a special lunch this afternoon. Baked some little buns and some tiny croissants and stuff like that, even though our daughter can hardly pronounce the word croissant. But it's fun. She still tells us that she wants one. Yeah, for the rest, we didn't actually do much for Easter. Need to pull down the Easter decoration though. That's really fun to do that, because I have a lot to do tomorrow. So maybe I'll wait with the Easter decoration for like 1 or 2 days longer. Because I decided Saturday afternoon that I wanted to paint my basement stairs. Because they were dark blue, and that color has been bugging me basically ever since we moved here, which is almost 6 years ago. Because everything in the basement that there was when we bought the house was white, but the stairs were blue. I was like, seriously, why? But yeah, we bought new paint for that like 3-4 years ago. I never got around to doing that, because the first year it was either bad weather, and when I had time, I was pregnant at the time, and I didn't want to do anything with those types of paints. So it was like, well, next year, and then there was again horrible weather and stuff, and yeah. It didn't turn out the way I planned every time. So yeah. Last week I was like, and now it's time to do it, so I'm going to start, because it's now decent weather. So Saturday morning I ripped off the fabric that was on the stairs, like those little half moon shaped rugs. They were luckily not glued down, so I was first like, you know what, I'm just going to see how they're attached, because then I could do that. Strip them off completely Saturday and have hopefully the first layer of paint on Sunday, and then today do the second layer. But luckily it was just nailed, and with I think an hour or so I had it completely off, so I could collect the stuff I needed for painting. Found out I still needed to have some stuff, so when my son was in bed I went to the city center and bought the stuff that I needed. He ended up not wanting to nap, so I decided to just start on the basement stairs again. Also did like the little concrete floor, like not even 1 meter square. Decided I did that because that was kind of ugly. It had like all kinds of different paints on it left over, and it didn't look good. So I was like, ugh, we have concrete paint and I'm just going to use that. Even though it was a full can, I can still throw it out now because I don't know how I did it, but when I pulled the lid off, like the whole lid was bent and warped so much that I can't even for the life of me put the lid back on. But yeah, by the time that we most likely need that paint anyway, it would most likely be bad. So it isn't too awful that I need to throw it out, but still, it's almost a full can of paint, so. Yeah, I managed to sand and paint the first layer on Saturday, and on Sunday, after when my son was in bed, after we came home from the in-laws and had our lunch, I decided to sand again because our son was so tired. He was almost like out like a light as soon as we put him in bed. Waited like a half an hour to make sure he was absolutely asleep, because sometimes he has a tendency to go out like a light and be up half an hour later. Like he needed a power nap and that's all. But luckily that was not the case. So I was to my husband like, you know what? You're on your own today. I'm going to paint again. And my husband has like a good dislike for painting, so he said it's Saturday, like, I am glad that you like painting because I absolutely hate it. I'm like, it's not that I love it, but it's also not that I dislike it. So it's somewhat of a brainless activity, and I love those. So I had my music on and could just let my brain go basically out and just paint. And only Sunday, my brain was a little bit too out, and I banged my head on a freshly painted piece of stairs. So yeah, I didn't manage to wash it off in the shower, so now I have a nicely painted gray piece of hair. I'm getting gray already, but that was a little bit too much gray all of a sudden. But yeah, oh well, it will eventually come out. If not, well, then it belongs there. I don't care, but I still thought it was fun. But yeah, so if I saw today correctly, the paint is now good and I don't need to add a third coat, so yay, I'm completely done. But yeah, now I need tomorrow to clean up there and basically start doing the chores again, like go bring the laundry downstairs because I couldn't use that stairs, and do our grocery shopping, put that downstairs, and yeah, not the most fun, but needs to be done anyway. So I don't know if I can get my Easter decorations down tomorrow. But yeah, now we have some nicely freshly painted gray stairs instead of old and yucky blue stairs. And also they were terribly at cleaning, because most of the times I just get a sweeper like those little tiny dustpans with a broom, well, the small brooms, the hand brooms. That's the word I was looking for. I just sweep. But because of those tiny pieces of carpet, that was a real pain in the behind to do. And now I can just nicely sweep along, so that makes me a lot happier. So now I don't need to, every time I sweep the stairs, need to curse and fuss at it because all the hair still stuck on it because it's stuck on the rug. And I can't get it off even if I wanted to. So yeah, I'll try to pop up an image here somewhere like before and after. So let me know, what do you think? Did I do a good job? Or do you think it looks hideous? If so, I'm not offended. All tastes are different. What you like might be something I like, but it also might be something I dislike. And the other way around, so I will not be offended if you think it's a poor choice of color. Maybe if I needed to pick out a new color, I would have gone slightly darker, but oh well. It's still fun though. Maybe I'll also paint the stairs in the future to like our upstairs. But that's at least not for this year, because we still need to do our attic. And yeah, if I know there will be a lot of foot traffic over that stairs, I am not going to paint that one. Because I know how that goes. Every time there needs to be like a construction worker kind of carpenters or something, then there will be a lot of junk over the stairs, and I'm not waiting to start painting the stairs again. So that will be for a whole different year. Maybe in a year or 10 or so. They're semi-white still, so yeah. For the rest, not much happens. Yeah, our kids have been really annoying last week. We had 2 days, Thursday, Friday. They were like so damn annoying. Do you have sometimes like those days that you're like, seriously, kid, go the hell away for like 5 minutes before I start screaming at you? Well, completely the whole day, Thursday and Friday, were like that. So I was like, I need a day off now. But yeah, my husband and I have been discussing this before. I don't know if there's some truth behind it, but many times when you have like 1 or 2 of those days where they just annoy the living daylight out of you, it's 1 or 2 days before full moon. Are your kids the same if you're kids? So if you have kids, let me know down in the comment section. Are your kids also really annoying on a whole different level than usual right before a full moon? So in this case, it would mean last Thursday and Friday, and or even maybe on the full moon, the Saturday. So that would make it the 14th, 15th, and maybe 16th of April. Because last month it wasn't that bad, I believe, but the 2 months before were hopeless. It was really annoying. So I believe Friday we're like, yeah, it's one of those days again. Is it full moon again or something? My husband looked it up and I was like, yeah, Saturday is full moon. I was like, dang it, I should have known. But yeah. Let me know, are your kids the same? Are they also that annoying around full moon? Can also say it if it's just me, but... Oh, where is it? Oh, there is it. Couldn't see how long I'm rambling because I have my camera facing the other way around as normal. Which means that the clasp that my tripod is holding my phone is like literally directly over the timer. So that wasn't easy, but I know, ish. Yeah. As I am filming this, it will be in a couple of days, but as soon as I upload this video, which will be Wednesday, it will be my birthday. So yay, happy birthday to me. I'm turning 31 this year. So yay. And our year flew by. Like seriously, where's the time gone? Our son is almost 2, so oof, boy. Yeah. But that also means that next time on upload day, it is Kingsday. So I prepared a little something to not just keep rambling on about nothing. And I thought, like, you know what, it might be fun to do something about Kingsday. Did a video last year about more of the insides of Kingsday. Basically like everything orange goes. And what are a bit like traditions and stuff. And yeah, I thought maybe it would be fun to explain a little bit of the old Dutch games that are many times also played at Kingsday. Because, yeah, that's many times there are families or neighborhoods or communities in general that do stuff for Kingsday, and you have many times also Kingsday games. So that most of the times are the old Dutch games, which in Dutch are the Oud-Hollandse spellen. And there are a lot of games that are more like kids party, group party games, but many are not, at least in my opinion, as common on Kingsday as some of the other ones. So I am going to share with you the ones that are, at least for me, common. Could be that in another part of the Netherlands the other ones are more common than the ones I call out, but I can only speak from my own experience, so yeah. And if I do the whole list, there would be way too much time, and I don't want to talk your ears off talking about old Dutch games for like 2 hours or something. So if you want to know more of these at times crazy old games, let me know and I can do a whole different for like kids parties or something like that. So yeah, many of these games are games basically designed for like kids. But many times, especially on Kingsday, they will be also done by adults because, yeah, Kingsday is also many times accompanied by a lot of alcohol. So those games can also perfectly be played by drunk people. But yeah, I have a list made up here for like some of the somewhat more famous games. And I am just going to pick out a few that I think, then look what the time is, like how long I'm rambling on again, and decide if I am going to do some of the for me less famous. But I think if I do the famous ones for me, I'll be long gone by that time. Most likely it will already be like a 45-minute video, so. But yeah, let's start with some old Dutch games. Let's start with the first one. The first one in Dutch is called Eierlopen, which is translated an egg walk. Of an egg run, actually. Like an egg as in an actual chicken egg. What you need to do with this game, there are multiple ways to play it. You can walk it like a, what's the English word again? Like a race where you need to pass something along. The brain freezes over again as usual and skips the English words. Here we call it an estafette race. You can do it like that, where you need to pass the egg along. But you can also do it like a obstacle course, or like just a simple short run. The basic idea is the same. You grab a spoon and an egg. Preferably a raw egg, but especially with little kids, they were also many times used. Well, boiled eggs, so kids don't get messy. But you grab the spoon on the part where you normally hold it with your hand. You stick that part in your mouth for a little bit so you can hold it. And on the bowl part, let's call it like that, of the spoon, you put the egg. And as you might have guessed it, you need to get to across the other side, either on an obstacle course or to pass it along to the next person, or somewhat without dropping the egg on the floor. And whoever is the fastest wins. So that's basically the whole idea of the game. Make sure you're as fast as possible on the other side without dropping the egg. Simple as that, but fun and harder as it looks. As it will be with most of these games. Then, I'm looking for my stopper, but I have it in my tray. Then another one that for me is synonymous, it's like linked to Kingsday, is Cuckhop, which is basically cake biting? Not biting, but yeah, let's call it like that. I don't know the proper word. If I think about it, I'll drop the word here somewhere. But that is where also again you can play it in multiple degrees of difficulty. But normal version, you have some sort of a line where you put pieces of string on to have a piece of an ontbijtkoek. I'll try to put up a picture here so you know. Sometimes also is replaced by a cake or something. And the quote-unquote traditional version of this game, you need to be blindfolded and you need to be the fastest to eat the cake or cook, which it actually is, but I'll call it cake for easiness. And you also can't use your hands, so you need to hold your hands behind your back, be blindfolded, try to find your piece of cake and eat it as soon as possible. And if you're the fastest, you can win. Well, you'll win. Obviously, for the kids, you can also make it easier by leaving the blindfold or even letting them use their hands a little bit. So it all depends a bit on what age range the kids are that are playing. So as with many games, you basically need to adjust to the age range. And many of the times you can do that. So the next one is a little trickier one. You see it at Kingsday, you see it like at regular games. Is een kruiwagenrace, a wheelbarrow race. So you can basically be, you need to have two people. One is basically the human pushing the wheelbarrow, and the other one you might expect is the wheelbarrow. So how you do this is the person playing the wheelbarrow is putting their hands on the ground and giving their feet to the person next to them, just like standing down, so you hold, like you actually hold wheelbarrow, and you push the person forward without obviously pushing too hard, because then that person falls face first on the ground. So this is a game to play on grass or something soft, because you don't want to eat concrete. So yeah, that's one that needs to be somewhere where it's soft, so because it has a lot of falling risks. So yeah, and then also you can make it again hard, you can make it easy. Most of the times for the smaller kids, it is basically to walk across like a certain distance as fast as you can, and then you can make it harder by again creating a little obstacle course. So you need to like zigzag or go next to something or have a little parkour, or so you have to do a little bit more than just walk straight ahead. Then next time, let's see, we have spijkerbroek hangen. And spijkerbroek is jeans, so it's jeans hanging. This is one you also see a lot of teens and adults do, especially men, because it's involving a lot of strength. So that's one that's fun. You see it also a lot in like summer games. And then because the most fun is it because if you can do that, and if you let go, you fall in water. But let's just tell you the idea of the game first. So you have a beam or something where you can hang a pair of jeans on. Then you obviously hang the jeans on, and then you are hanging on the legs of the jeans. You are not allowed to make knots in the jeans to make it easier, but yeah, basically the whole idea is to hold on for dear life and hang there for as long as possible. That's basically the idea. So yeah, it's a real like endurance, strength kind of test. So it's in that way many times by men and adults. So yeah, it's one that's fun, but it's also pretty hard. So you see it at Kingsday, but not always. So it's depending a bit on what the crowd age and stuff is. So, but yeah, it depends well. Next one is a fun one, a pretty hilarious one. And as soon as I call the name, you're like, what the actual fudge? Because the game name is Spijkerpoepen. And it is literally translates to nail pooping. So yeah, pooping as in going to the toilet, pooping. But no, you don't need to go to the toilet on that one. It does actually involve nails, however. But on a less terrifying way than it might have sounded by the name. Because the whole idea of this game is, in the end, put a nail in a bottle. Most of the times they use beer bottles because they're made of glass and you can hear the sound of the nail good, because that's an important part. Remember that for later on. Because, well, it involves a nail. It involves the bottle where the nail needs to go into, but it also entails a big piece of string. Because the important part of the game Spekerpoepen is that you can't use your hands to put the nail into the bottle. No, you need to basically use your entire body except your hands. You can't use your hands to guide. But what you do need to do is make sure there is a nail on one half of the rope. I need to grab my trash tray. So you need to have the nail on one end of the rope, and the other end of the rope you tie around your waist. See where it is going? You need to have the nail hanging from the back side of your body. So yeah, I think you can get why it is called Spijkerpoepen. And you basically need to squat over the bottle and try to get the nail into the bottle. But yeah, you can hardly see what you do. Obviously, excuse me, with every move your body makes, the nail will basically has a mind of its own. And yeah, it is, especially for the people watching, pretty hilarious. But yeah, this is a game that you see at many occasions, especially with kids games. So yeah, that's one of I think a really famous old Dutch game, Spekerpoepen. And then the last one I'm going to do today is Zoklopin, which translates to bag running. And yes, it involves an actual bag. Most of the times they use a burlap sack because they're pretty sturdy and durable. And no, you don't walk with the bag. No, you walk in the bag. So as strange as it sounds, it is as strange as it sounds. So yeah, again, you can make it harder for older kids, like teens or adults, by doing it in an obstacle course again. But the idea is basically to be the fastest, to be jumping, running, whatever you do on your feet, to get to the other side of a, race course. And yeah, be the fastest. So you can basically jump up and down with the bag and hope to get to the front. If your feet are long enough and you can take like miniature steps, you can do that. You basically, as long as you stand on your feet, you can do whatever you want. But you need to try to not fall over and get to the other side as fast as possible. Again, pretty hilarious as you're watching. So yeah, these are some of the games. I know we did that at our school sporting days in I think you call it elementary or primary school. Like the school where you go to from age 4 to about 11, 12, I believe. We did that there quite a lot. We had a sporting day every year, and there was always like a score involved, and yeah, you could win prizes for like I believe every class had one prize. So that not the kids from 4-year-old need to battle the kids of 11 years old. To keep it a little bit easier, and also the 4-year-olds had the easy rules, and obviously the 11-year-olds had the hard rules. For instance, like if we did spijkerbroek hangen, for the little ones it was lower, and they did make some knots in it for them to hold on longer. And for the older ones, no knots allowed. And yeah, they did also hang higher. But yeah, otherwise you would sit with your butt on the ground and still would be at the top of the jeans. So that's a little bit obvious, I think. But yeah, do you have any of these kind of games where you're from? If so, let me know. A, where you're from, and B, what those games are. So I can see if there are more of these, like basically party games, kids party and event games, let's call them like that. Or for in case, because it's about Kingsday, we call them Koningsdag spelen of spellen. It's like the games, or games like in the Olympic Games, or games as in like also board games and field games and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know. Are there also games that you would like to try? Or are they way too absurd for your liking? Because I can understand that, because yeah, you're crazy. You're seriously crazy. But fun. Especially for kids, they're fun. But yeah, I guess I am rambling on long enough by now. And I'm also already done with this. Almost done with this section. I still have about 2 colors left, so I'll call it quits for today. And yeah, I'm also about 45 minutes, a little less, but so this is long enough for this week. If you want to hear more about Dutch games, like we do, like these kind of strange games, or anything else for certain types of games or events or something, let me know down in the comment section below. Also, let me know, what do you think about these games? Are there some that you want to try or not? And do you have some of these crazy games yourself where you're from? And also, another question that I asked you before. Are your kids also crazy at the full moon? So yeah, if you could answer these in the comment section down below, that would be fun. And yeah, if you like this video, well, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If there's anything else you would like me to know, you can put it down in the comment section below. Or go to the description box and find me on Facebook or on email. And shoot me a message over there. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!